Right, electrics. Again, I've done a video on sort of de-risking your project. Electrical layout. People are very surprised to know how basic the electrics can be when it comes to just the regulation. So just for example, you go buy a new house, which could be, Blur Homes or any of these big nationals, and just a bedroom, nice and simple, be one light, one switch, two sockets. That's 4 items. Yeah, that's in all the bedrooms, and they will give you the minimum in the kitchen. So we charge on an item by item basis. And generally, depending on the size, we will give a single story extension, maybe 25 to 50 items. Two-story extension can be 35 to 100 items. And that's generally because people don't always get electrical layouts done. I advise people, start thinking about how you're going to use the room. I'll give you an example. We literally just finished a project. Architectural drawings have specified the location of the bed, the side tables, and other bits and pieces. And we've done sockets, switches, and lights. And then now the bed is in a different location. I'm being asked, can we move all the electrics? It's finished, painted, finished, carpets down. We've moved out of there. And I'm sort of saying to our client, why didn't you think about how you were using the room during the project? And it never really dawned on them that actually we were doing it as per their electrical layout. So we're all for change, but if things change, you need to make them changes during the project. And I'm not saying that, if we have to pull out a load of cables and re-site them somewhere else, that there can be some charges in there. But that's what I'm saying. Get ahead. Think about, right, how are we using this room? Whereas in a bedroom, are we going to have a dressing table? Are we going to have sockets there, charging switches? Where's the bed going to be? In the kitchen, where's the oven? Where's the hob? Where are all these things that de-risk your project? We will, again, not necessarily provisional sums, but we will box our clients into how many items that we've allowed for, because we charge on an item by item basis, and simply we will just, one socket, one switch, two sockets, one switch, one light. That's 4 items. Yeah, that's fully cabled end to end. So cables, first fix, second fix, white standard. But if you start thinking about how you're going to use your room, rather than having a big variation of electrical items during the project, you can do this variables before you start. Again, it's all about trying to say, right, when we start, Trevor, you allowed 35 items. We've been through the drawings. We've looked at how we're going to use the room and the space. And actually, we think we're going to need 50 items. No problem. And then we'll just pro-rata that and allow for 50 items. There may be cases where you want 60, 70, 100 items. The more you use, we can slowly start to bring the rate down. But again, I'm just trying to teach our existing and new clients that, again, this background work is not wasted. Yeah, one day I'm going to say to you, where do you want all your sockets? Where's your bed position? Where's your kitchen? It's going to come. And if it's not me, it's going to be another contractor. And even if you're self-managing it, the electrician is going to say, where do you want all these things? So this homework for you can de-risk your project, and it can also make life much, much easier.